Today, we journey back into one of the darkest chapters in Kenya's political history. A story filled with power, betrayal, and mystery, the assassination of Dr. Robert John Ouko, a respected cabinet minister, a reformist, and a man loved by many Kenyans. His death in 1990 shocked the entire nation and remains one of the most controversial unsolved murders in Kenya's history. Who killed Dr. Ouko, and why? Let us piece together the puzzle. Robert Ouko was born on March 31, 1931, in Nyahera, Kisumu County. He grew up in a modest family but showed brilliance from an early age. His sharp mind took him to the Siriba Teachers Training College, later to Makerere University in Uganda, and finally abroad to Haileybury College in England and the University of Glasgow in Scotland, where he earned his PhD in public administration. Educated, articulate, and internationally exposed, Dr. Ouko represented a new generation of African leaders, polished, confident, and ambitious. By the 1960s, as Kenya was gaining independence, Ouko was already preparing for leadership. His political journey officially began in 1969 when he joined parliament as the member for Kisumu Rural. Ouko quickly rose through the ranks, serving as permanent secretary, then Minister for Foreign Affairs, and later as Minister for Energy. What set Ouko apart was his international reputation. He was often seen as Kenya's bridge to the West. Presidents, prime ministers, and world leaders respected him. Many considered him the face of Kenya abroad. He was fluent, diplomatic, and highly respected, but this reputation also earned him powerful enemies back home. Within President Daniel Arap Moi's government, jealousy and suspicion grew. Ouko's closeness to the United States and Britain raised concerns among political rivals, some fearing he was being groomed as Moi's successor. In early 1990, Dr. Ouko traveled with President Moi and other ministers to Washington, D.C. for meetings with President George H. W. Bush and British officials. According to witnesses, Ouko received special attention during this trip. He was praised by Western leaders for his diplomacy, overshadowing many of his colleagues. Rumors spread that Western governments viewed him as a future president of Kenya, a potential reformist leader who could replace Moi. This reportedly did not sit well with the inner circle of KANU power brokers. Upon returning to Nairobi, Ouko's political career suddenly entered dangerous waters. Within days, he was quietly relieved of certain government responsibilities. He even confided to close friends that he feared for his life. By mid-February 1990, Ouko had retreated to his Kuru farm home in Kisumu. He requested a few days of leave from official duties. According to family, he seemed stressed but calm, spending time reading and meeting close associates. On the night of February 12, 1990, Ouko had dinner with his family. In the early hours of February 13th, he reportedly received a call and left his house quietly, telling no one where he was going. By morning, he had vanished. His disappearance sparked immediate panic. Police launched a search, but the government appeared hesitant. Rumors spread across Kisumu and Nairobi. Had Ouko been abducted? Had he fled? Or worse? On February 16, 1990, villagers at Got Alila Hill, just a few kilometers from Ouko's home, made a chilling discovery. The burnt body of Dr. Robert Ouko was found, with severe injuries, his leg broken, his face disfigured, and a gunshot wound to the head. The news shocked Kenya to its core. Dr. Ouko was not just a minister. He was a symbol of hope. His brutal killing sparked outrage, fear, and endless speculation. For many Kenyans, this was more than murder, it was a political earthquake. The government of Moi quickly invited Scotland Yard detective John Troon to investigate. Troon's report pointed fingers at high-ranking government officials, suggesting Ouko was killed because of political rivalries and corruption scandals. Troon claimed that Ouko had been investigating misuse of funds in major projects, including the molasses plant in Kisumu, and that his findings threatened powerful figures. However, just as Troon's investigation was gaining momentum, it was abruptly cut short. He was sent back to London, and his report was sealed. Key suspects within Moi's circle, including a powerful cabinet minister, were never charged. Witnesses disappeared, others died mysteriously, and evidence was tampered with. Over the years, several theories have emerged. One theory is that Ouko was killed because he was seen as a threat to Moi's presidency. Another is that the molasses plant corruption scandal investigations he pursued made him too dangerous for certain elites. A third theory is the international angle that foreign governments' alleged support for Ouko as a possible successor fueled his downfall. But despite endless speculation, no one has ever been held accountable. Dr. Robert Ouko's assassination remains one of Kenya's greatest unsolved political murders. His death symbolized the dangers of speaking truth to power during Moi's era. To his supporters, Ouko represented a future Kenya could have had a visionary leader, globally respected and deeply rooted in his community. His assassination was not just the loss of a man, but the loss of a dream. Even today, more than 30 years later, Kenyans continue to ask, who killed Robert Ouko? Will justice ever be served? If history teaches us anything, it is that truth cannot remain buried forever. The story of Dr. Robert Ouko reminds us of the high price of integrity in politics. His name lives on, not just in books, but in the hearts of Kenyans who still seek justice. What do you think? Was Dr. Ouko assassinated because of political rivalry, corruption scandals, or international pressure? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to Crime Files Key for more deep dives into Kenya's most shocking mysteries.